Sorry, go ahead.
Red blood, blue blood. Red blood, blue blood. Red blood, blue blood. Red blood, blue blood. Okay.